Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to do a little weekend get ready with me. I have pulled out a bunch of my favorites from Chantecaille. As many of you know, that's one of my favorite brands, and I had gotten a question as to whether I still love the Chantecaille Future Skin, and guess what? The answer is yes. Pulled this guy out, and then as well as a bunch of the other favorite products from the brand, including these little special guys. Those are the single shadows. I own the entire collection, and yep, I still use them. So I thought what we would do today is use a bunch of fun Chantecaille makeup, creating kind of a smoky, bronzy giraffe / cheetah eye, and then brought out my favorite bronzer, favorite powder. So if you are a fan of Chantecaille or want to learn more about my favorites from the brand, then let's go ahead and get started. Good morning everyone. Let's go ahead and get started. So I pulled out some of my oldies but goodies, kind of got a question as to whether I still love my Chantecaille Future Skin, and was like, yep, I still love it. So we are going to do a full face of my favorites from Chantecaille, kind of go through and share things that may have been put to the wayside but needs to be brought out. So I fell in love with the Chantecaille Future Skin back in November when I was visiting my son in New York, and this was one of these kind of surprise foundations that I had purchased throughout the decades and was just not that big of a fan of it. But then now it's like one of my favorite go-tos. So we're going to use that today. I have it in 2 shades. I have it in Alabaster as well as Ivory. So Ivory is going to be a little bit more of my summer shade here, and Alabaster, as you guys can see, is almost gone. I love this stuff. It's just so cooling and refreshing on the skin. So I'm going to use a little bit of both today as we're kind of moving into spring and summer, and it is just one of the most cooling, refreshing kind of foundations. So I'm using mostly the Alabaster kind of in the high points, and then I'm going to use just a teeny bit of the Ivory as well. Now this is a sheer formula, so you don't need to worry. It will blend right into the skin. Then I am going to go in with my little IT Cosmetics Heavenly Complexion brush, and I just like to buff this in to my skin. And before I started this, you guys, I do have on just my skincare, and then of course my Glow Skin Beauty SPF 50. That is my holy grail SPF. So this does not bother me that there is no SPF in this tint. That's because I prefer that, because my skin is fussy with SPF in foundation. So I personally love that for that reason as well, because I get to control the SPF. And as I've mentioned a million times, you guys, I seriously love Glow Skin Beauty Solar Shade. I know many of you have tried it out now and you like it as well. It's just the best SPF ever. So I am just buffing this into my skin, and it just feels so awesome on the skin, and it's just going to give you a little bit of a blurring, kind of fresh, hydrated look. And what I like is it just looks like skin, so it's not going to look like makeup. It's going to sink in and give me that kind of second skin look. So love that. And then we're going to use the Chantecaille. This is the CAMOFLAGE STYLO, and I'm in shade 2. And yep, I still love this stuff. So this has a little bit of an anti-fatigue cream in it. So it's gonna help plump up those wrinkles. You can use it on the rest of your face as well. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of this. And again, on this one with concealer, I do not mind putting a little bit over in my wrinkle area because it's got that kind of complex that's gonna actually firm it up just a bit. I'm gonna put a little bit around the red. And then I'm gonna take my finger and just kind of pat that in. Okay, I am gonna then use the little Hummingbird. This is the Perfection Blur Finishing Powder. And I'm gonna go ahead and kind of set the makeup here. You don't need a lot of this, and I am using the Chantecaille Buff and Blur brush. And I like this because it's just going to kind of give me that polished look, but I promise that it will still kind of peek out that little glow. Okay, now we have set that makeup. We are going to use one of my favorite bronzers, and that is the Chantecaille, and this is a Real Bronze in Goa. And I know that it looks a little bit dark in the pan, but I have to tell you, I kind of love the kind of cocoa rich color of this because it's going to actually make me look like I have been out in the sun. And it just kind of gives me that nice little glow. So we are going to sculpt out and become a little bit more J-Lo bronze here. And I kind of like to just bring it across the bridge of my head and then up into that hairline. And to me, this just gives me kind of that healthy, as if I've truly been out in the sun, kind of a little bit reddish, because if I do go out in the sun, I'm not one of those who gets a beautiful golden tan. I'm someone who's gonna burn a little bit, and I'm gonna get that kind of redness. I'm gonna use this as my crease color, and then I pulled out some of the beautiful little singles that I had picked up. And again, yep, I still love these, you guys, and I still use them. I just don't think I've used them in a video in a while. So we are going to just use this beautiful bronzer. And again, I love bronzer as eyeshadow, especially for a quick and easy eye. And as you guys can see, this consistency is just creamy. It's just creamy, it melts into the skin, and this is truly one of my favorite bronzers. So I just like to use a little bit of a bronzer shade right in that crease, kind of all over the lid. And then we are going to actually use Giraffe. So I am going to be going in with this beauty, and this is gonna just give me like a really pretty bronzy eye. So we're gonna use that with a little bit of Cheetah as the highlight. So what I have learned is I like to use these with my finger first. I put that on the lid and then I will buff it in. But again, super pretty. So I just take a little bit on the finger. We are doing a little bronzy look. Big fluffy brush now, and then what I'm going to do is just kind of soften these edges so they've got a little bit of sparkle in them, just pretty and sheer. So I like to kind of pat it on with my finger because I feel like it then sticks on to my eye, and then I can soften it with a brush versus kind of digging in with my brush. I find that that works a little bit better with those singles. Kind of got a little rich bronziness going on. And then I'm gonna go take Cheetah, and Cheetah is just your beautiful kind of blonde highlighter. And I'm going to take that just like this, and I'm going to add a little bit up into the brow bone. And then I take this guy, and then again, I always like to add a little bit of lightness right above the iris of my eye, just to brighten up just a tad. And so then that's going to give a little reflection. Kind of just blend this out. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a bronzy eye, and I'm going to use a little bit of a contrast. I'm going to use my Chantecaille, the Lustre Glide Silk infused eyeliner in Slate. So I tend to like to do more of a gray based versus black. Now I do love their pencil in Raven. That is like one of my favorite black pencils, but I like to do just a little softer line with this gray. So we are going to line close to the lash line with this Slate. I'm gonna put just a little on the bottom, and I will smudge this out going with that Pencil Pro, and I'm just going to soften and smoke that kind of slate color. So now we've got that bronzy eye with just a little pop of slate. Love that. Now I am gonna go and I'm gonna put on my personal favorite. This is the Chantecaille Faux CILS Longest Lash Mascara. Yep, it's an expensive mascara, but I swear by it. It has helped me grow my lashes, especially after ruining my lashes from lash extensions. So kind of loyal to this guy. And I personally love the brush. So this is kind of one of those just classic brushes, and it just seems to work good on my particular kind of lashes. The rubber kind of mascara ones don't seem to work the best for my particular lashes. Mascara is kind of a personal thing. So I'm gonna go put that on, and then I'll be back and we'll finish off the face. Okay guys, we've kind of got our smoky bronzy eye on, and then for blush we're gonna use my personal favorite, and this is in Bliss. This is the Butterfly blush, and this one is just like the perfect neutral pink. I just love this color. I'm going to use my Rephr, and this is number 5. I'm gonna put a little bit of that on. Then we are going to use a little bit of the liquid Lumiere. This one is in SHEEN. And you guys, you need such a little teeny dot of this. Teeny weeny, but I love this. It's going to give me a little bit of highlight. And here is that color, just super pretty. And we are going to do just a couple dots right on the tops of the cheeks. Here is the highlight in SHEEN, and I just personally like that because I feel like it's not too over the top, but it's definitely going to give me a little bit of that healthy glow that I like. And then we are going to finish off with one of my favorite little lippies, and this is the Lip Chic. This is one of the new Hummingbird collection, and this one is in Lupine. Favorite color ever, just a fresh bright pink. And here is Lupine. Such a pretty little pink, and again you guys, I love the formula of the Lip Chics because I'm a fan of those kind of hybrid lipsticks that have little bit of a glossy element in them. And then that is going to be the final look using a bunch of my favorite Chantecaille products. I love the way that this eye turned out. These are just so easy to use. Now, yes, it does have a little bit of shine to it, and I know with more mature eyes that can be troublesome, but to be honest, the Chantecaille doesn't do anything too over the top. I've just found them to be super wearable, and I love the combination of these two. So this is Cheetah and Giraffe, and just such a pretty combination. And then again, kind of smoked it out with a little bit of a slate eyeliner. So you guys, I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all you beautiful mamas out there. And then as usual, I hope that everybody is staying safe, that you're staying healthy, and I will be back with another video soon.